Well, parents, you've probably spoken to your kids about smoking cigarettes. And you know, we've all seen those anti-smoking ads on TV. But what about e-cigarettes?
So right here on the First Coast, far more teens are trying and using e-cigarettes than traditional cigarettes. And statistics show many just don't understand what they're inhaling. Our Juliette Dryer has spent weeks looking into this trend, going straight to the source and finding out what makes e-cigs so appealing to our children.
E-cigarette use among Florida youth is up more than 400% in 4 years, according to the Florida Youth Tobacco Survey. Now, it's one thing to see a number like that in a spreadsheet where there are no names, no faces, no stories. But these are our children growing up right here on the First Coast. So tonight, we're hearing directly from them, and parents, you'll want to pay attention. Every morning, you send your kids off to school.
So 2 times 19.5 plus 4.
Hoping they make good choices. The good news, according to the Florida Youth Tobacco Survey, fewer students are trying or regularly smoking cigarettes than years past. But e-cigarette use is skyrocketing. In the earlier days of the product, e-cigarettes were marketed as a healthier alternative to cigarettes.
I like to smoke, but my old cigarettes kept me from smoking where I wanted to.
This ad is from 2012.
And comes in 4 different strengths, so I can control my nicotine intake.
That year, just 6.9% of St. Johns County youth 11 to 17 years old had tried vaping. In 2016, that jumped to 24.1%.
Are we rolling?
I'm hoping these students at Sebastian Middle School will help me understand why.
Does it surprise you guys at all that, more people your age are smoking e-cigarettes than...
No.
Not really.
It doesn't surprise me because I've
Not
seen
even
it so much.
the slightest.
The students range in age from 12 to 14. All are members of an anti-tobacco club and say they've never tried an e-cigarette.
No.
Never.
No. Never.
But most know people who have.
20 and up.
Wow, 20 of your friends use... That's a lot of people. And
I
they're
can't
all...
count the exact number, but I know it's more than 20.
And they're all about your age.
Yes.
When-
The youngest is probably 11.
And I don't think it's unusual when you say that they know people that are 11, 12 years old using tobacco or nicotine products, because the average age of addiction to nicotine is 12 years old.
Marianne Steinberg with Tobacco Free St. John's helps facilitate this conversation.
And especially with youth, it really doesn't take a lot to addict the young brain.
According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, 66% of teens think e-cigarettes contain only flavoring, no nicotine.
Just knowing that it has nicotine is a reason to avoid it.
Dr. Tolulapwe Adeyemo is a family practitioner with Baptist Primary Care. He says, specifically in youth, the brain is still developing, so nicotine could impact personality traits, impulse control, and decision-making.
Nicotine acts as a euphoric agent, and so it may tell the patient that they need more. And so now they're seeking more products that has nicotine in there.
Statistics from the National Institute on Drug Abuse back up his concerns, showing 30.7% of teen e-cig users started smoking cigarettes within 6 months.
It's just the common thing right now. It's everybody's trying it, so not everybody else.
As common as it seems in middle school, e-cigarettes and vaping are becoming even more popular among high school students.
I'd say I know 10 of my friends who kind of just carried around with them all the time.
I don't know, people just do it because they're cool, because they think it's cool.
And it's easy to get to, so a lot of people just ask older friends.
Florida law prohibits the sale of e-cigarettes and similar products to people under 18. But these students from Creekside High School, 15 to 17 years old, tell me they're easy to get.
I could walk around the school right now and tell someone to go get me this and give them money for it, and they'd go right after school.
The high schoolers say vaping seems like a game to some of their peers. They post videos on social media. Who can suck in the most or blow the coolest shapes?
People do it in their cars, and they're like, watch me vape. Look at this big cloud of smoke I can blow. It's cool.
All of the students agree that e-cigarette use seems to increase from freshman to senior year.
So let's say, what percentage of the senior class, if you guys can maybe generalize that?
45 maybe. 40.
Yeah.
40.
Regularly used.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
And how many do you think have tried ever?
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
Now compare that to traditional cigarettes.
Yeah, I don't know anyone that smokes regular cigarettes.
Why is that? These teens say they've all seen the anti-smoking commercials and had talks with parents or other adults about the dangers of smoking. But e-cigarettes, not so much.
There's nothing really out there depicting e-cigarettes as being harmful or anything, and then you turn around and you see all the cigarette advertising, anti-cigarette advertising as being something really bad for you, which it is, but you don't see anything for e-cigarettes or vaping.
In response to the growing popularity of e-cigs and similar products, just a few weeks ago, the FDA began its first initiative to explicitly address e-cigarette use in kids. The first phase of this expanded public education campaign includes digital content, then a full-scale campaign will launch in 2018. Now, this isn't only happening in St. Johns County. For those of you in Duval, Clay, Nassau, or anywhere else in Florida, we have the county-by-county results of the Florida Youth Tobacco Survey on our website, firstcoastnews.com. Juliette Dryer, First Coast News, on your side.